Well, my real food luxury would be a raw milk butler. He would just bring raw dairy products, including fresh raw milk, to our house. Once a day would be fine. Every other day I could live with. But we go to some time, trouble, and expense to get fresh raw milk in our household. And then, a real food meal. I just love roast chicken. And when I came off the vegetarian wagon, I really, really enjoyed what they call in England the parson's nose. It's the chicken tail, and it's just this fatty little thing. It's delicious. So I love a fresh green salad with high quality greens that have been raised in real rich soil and have real flavor. We love good olive oil. I'm happy to spend money on it. Gosh, I love good blue cheese. I love homemade ice cream. And I love to make panna cotta with raw cream, which I haven't done for ages. You can actually just use the little bit of gelatin, and it's a whole raw panna cotta. I call it panna cruda. That recipe's on my website somewhere. And I love a glass of wine. And I love chocolate. So those are a few things. My guilty pleasure is to eat a big salad with nuts and cheese and meat day after day after day, and not to make chicken broth and not to find some good roast beef. So my guilty pleasure is sort of what I call girl food or single girl food. But there's a man at home and their children at home, and so I can't just feed them salads with blue cheese and walnuts day after day. My industrial food guilty pleasure is definitely white sugar. We have not eliminated white sugar from our household or our diet, but I always prefer whole unadulterated sugars, so whole unrefined cane sugar or maple syrup or honey are definitely my sweeteners of choice. But the dark chocolate we eat, and by dark I mean 70% or higher, always contains a little bit of sugar, preferably organic. So I have not eliminated sugar from my diet. And there are dishes that are just not improved by maple syrup. You know, if you want a lemon meringue pie, it just doesn't taste right sweetened with anything other than sugar. And I love a little dessert. I used to indulge in non-fat frozen yogurt and also in the sort of imitation crab you get at salad bars. But I now realize that those are the lowest form of reconstituted fish meal and the lowest form of dairy, if in fact there's any dairy in it. So I just don't even bother now, and I don't even miss those guilty pleasures. I make some exceptions for eating out, although I don't really write them down on a note card. But while I would never ever buy farmed salmon, and we have beautiful wild Alaskan salmon in the freezer and the cupboard all the time, I do sometimes find myself eating farmed salmon at weddings or on airplanes, that sort of thing. One of my pleasures at the moment, after our 3 young children are in bed, is to walk down the street and for 20 minutes have a dozen oysters and 1 glass of sparkling wine. At the local joint. Oysters, by the way, are great food for men and women who would like to be mothers and fathers.